What up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another podcast video. And this is the wrestling news, like always, for you all today on September 25th, 2024, where I'm going to be talking about the wildest and intriguing wrestling news stories and rumors that you Assassinators need to know from the Fightful Select article. Starting off today with some with the with Candice LeRae beats Piper Niven, advances to the WWE Speed Women's Championship Tournament semifinals, and Candice LeRae finally advances the advances with Candice LeRae taking on Piper Niven, clashing on the September 25th episode of WWE Speed. Niven overpowered LeRae like and conti- uh, and and controlled the match earlier on. She rallied LeRae and took Niv. And LeRae rallied to took Niven out at the knees. She rocked Niven with a kick and and evaded to a senton. LeRae hit Niven with two sentons of her own. Niven then slammed LeRae and got a 2 count. Indy Hartwell tried to interfere, but Niven fought her off. LeRae then capitalized with a German suplex off the ropes and a moonsault to get the win. And and you can see the match right here. But with the match, LeRae advanced to the semifinals, where she will face Kairi Sane in the other semifinals, while Naomi will face Io Sky. The winner will advance to the finals, which will crown the inaugural WWE Speed Women's Championship. Well, here's the clip of the match, with LeRae and Niven. You can see right here.
Welcome to WWE Speed. Power versus encyclopedic wrestling knowledge as Piper Niven was one-on-one with Candice LeRae. Both women looking to advance into the tournament to crown the first ever women's WWE Speed Champion. And Niven wasting no time reminding LeRae that Piper does in fact possess knockout power. This could do it. Piper Niven possesses game-changing strength. You can ask anyone who's ever had the displeasure of stepping in the ring against her. Candice LeRae finding out firsthand to escape out the back door. Candice wrestling. The wife of Johnny Gargano of DIY, who's competed in the men's speed tournament in the past. Enziguri connects, stacks up Niven. But Piper just too strong to end this now. Candice LeRae looking to the outside where Indy Hartwell stands in support. Perhaps a lung blow of some sort, just stunned by Niven and driven face first. Piper misses a senton. LeRae out of the way just in time. And a senton of her own. As we approach the halfway point in this 3-minute speed matchup. A second senton by LeRae. And is taking a moment to look back at the clock. Double knees to the face. Staggers Niven into the corner. But the powerhouse Piper still on her feet. Sit down, LeRae. And an epic senton just may end this in Niven's favor, but Indy Hartwell paying dividends from the outside. Placing LeRae's foot on the bottom rope, forcing our official Dan Engler to stop the count. Piper Niven understandably distracted by Indy Hartwell on the outside. We are at the 1-minute mark of this speed matchup. Niven wasting some incredibly valuable time jaw-jacking with Hartwell on the outside. But the confidence of Piper Niven on full display, showing very little urgency, showing that her power is inflicted more than enough punishment, but Hartwell again, this time knocked off the apron. Candice with a German suplex off the ropes, my goodness! Can LeRae stun Niven? the leg. Candice LeRae is moving on.
Here is your winner, Candice LeRae.
Well, give the assist to Indy Hartwell on the outside of the ring. But no matter how you slice it, Candice LeRae is advancing in the WWE Speed Tournament. We see Indy Hartwell beat a fist from Piper Niven, which only defeated with a picturesque acai moonsault. Candice LeRae has punched her ticket to the next round where Kairi Sane awaits. The semifinals are set. Which two women will advance to crown the first ever women's speed champion? We will have an answer next week, right here on X, as Io Sky battles Naomi.
And who do you think is going to win that match? Like, and along with the other match with Candice LeRae advancing to the other semifinals against Kairi Sane. And do you think Candice LeRae have a chance of winning the WWE Speed Championship, the women's version, of course? Or do you think that they're gonna or do you think that Kairi Sane's gonna beat her, or either Io Sky or Naomi's gonna beat her, and they're gonna either them three are gonna become the inaugural Speed Champion? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. If anybody asks like if my who I'm predicting that's gonna win, maybe someone like a Naomi, like yeah, it looks like they'll be pushing her to be like a top star and the over one at that. So they'll try to do their best to try to get the fans to be convinced that they give Naomi a chance to see her be Speed Champion, even though it's a championship that most might say meaningless because it's not even going to be shown on actual WWE television, only exclusively on Twitter. But the thing is, this is what Twitter wanted. Like they wanted to have the or be a part of WWE and have a show exclusively on their platform. Otherwise, WWE probably wouldn't have done this. Like if it was up to them, like they would made it like if they did have the championship that's for a stipulation of 3-minute rules, like they would have done it on the main roster or maybe even NXT on television on the broadcasting channel. But yeah. But for those that are fan of Speed, yeah, let me know in the comments who's going to be the inaugural women's championship. Like I'd like to see that, but I think Naomi, like with her like quick abilities and her athleticism and agilities, like I think she has what it takes to be the Speed champion. But let's move on to the next slide. We got next up Roxanne Perez, breaks her silence and have something to say of the debut of Stephanie Vacker. And she made it very clear when she told this to say these three words, these three single words, I guess you could call them, to the former New Japan Strong and CMLL Women's Champion, and that is know your place. On Tuesday, last night on Tuesday's NXT, Stephanie Vacker officially made her NXT debut, appearing on a video screen during the press conference between Julia and Roxanne Perez. After the show, NXT Women's Champion Roxanne Perez asked how she was feeling, and this is what she had to say in response. Yeah, I know Stephanie Vacker interrupted the press conference 5 seconds for her. I'm feeling grateful. I'm feeling grateful because once I beat Julia, I can check her off my list and move on to the next. Oh, and Stephanie, I know your place and don't ever interrupt me again. Which you can see right here. Which you can see right here with NXT posting this on their X account, where it says the
Conference was interrupted by I know Stephanie Vacker interrupted the press conference. 5 seconds of fame. Love that for her. What's your question? So user @Enricom961 is actually wondering, how are you feeling going into your match with Julia? Any question in the world, and you want to ask me how I'm feeling? Okay. You want to know how I'm feeling? I'm feeling grateful. I'm feeling grateful because once I beat Julia, we can stop with all the what ifs. I can check her off my list and move on to the next. Oh, Stephanie, know your place and don't ever interrupt me again.
And what are your thoughts on to this message that Roxanne gave to Stephanie Vacker, like on this little interview? And do you think that Stephanie Vacker should heed Roxanne's warning very I'll say more seriously, or do you think that she should not and she should or do you think she should do the complete opposite and ignore Roxanne's warning and try to do her best of winning the NXT Women's Champion if she's still the champion after her match against Julia? Let me know in the comment section right down below. Do you think who do you think that's going to be the one to dethrone Roxanne Perez, Julia or Stephanie Vacker? Which I'm gonna leave that up to you guys to decide. And we're gonna move on to the next slide. We got some Vince McMahon's news with him saying he shares no similarities with the Vince McMahon character. Shane McMahon.
People wondered who I really am. You know, portrayal of me.
It says right here, yeah. Vince McMahon says he shares. Says he shares no similarity with the Mr. McMahon character. Shane McMahon, Steve Austin, Hulk Hogan, and more disagree. Vince McMahon doesn't think he's similar to the Mr. McMahon character. Everyone else disagrees though. Netflix, the Netflix Mr. McMahon series was released to the public on Wednesday, which is today, on September 25th. The show has been a huge talking point on social media with many fans discussing moments from individual episodes. It says in episode 4 of the series, in an interview, an interviewer asked Vince McMahon to talk about the similarities of that he shared with the Mr. McMahon character that he portrayed on TV for years. In response, McMahon said that he shared zero similarities with the character. Shane McMahon, Shawn Michaels, Hulk Hogan, Bruce Pritchard, and Stone Cold Steve Austin went on to disagree with the opinion. During the interview, while the interviewer asked what similarities does he share with Mr. McMahon persona in WWE? Vince McMahon responded to this saying the character Mr. McMahon with me, none whatsoever. While hearing this, Shane McMahon then shared his opinions about his father's response, saying Mr. McMahon is an extension of Vince McMahon, but blown way out of proportion. And then Shawn Michaels also shared his 2 cents on Vince McMahon's response into the interview and said the difference between Mr. McMahon and Vince McMahon probably not that much, while laughing. And then Hulk Hogan's exactly the same person. It's not a far stretch. Bruce Pritchard then went on to say the character of Mr. McMahon is ready just Vince. He'll tell you different. No, Mr. McMahon is Vince. A lot of promos and in the diatribes diatribes the diatribes like that have been cut like on other people. I've had actually cut on me in real life. Oh, say that I said you say yeah you say it to me. Vince McMahon didn't respond. While responding to the Bruce, McMahon had this to say onto onto Bruce Pritchard's opinion, saying, I'm very passionate about our business, and sometimes that passion is a bit like what's that effusive. So I probably can get out of bonds like a little bit. Steve Austin then went in and shared his 2 cents about working for Vince and his time in WWE, saying the Mr. McMahon character is pretty close to Vince, like the man, but obviously highly exaggerated. The best characters like in wrestling are guys at their core, like with the volume turned up. Like what you saw like from me as Stone Cold was me like with the volume turned up. Like same with Vince. Like fans can check out like the Mr. McMahon by subscribing to Netflix today. Elsewhere into the series, McMahon said that what he says like is often different, like from what he's actually thinking, like which we're going to be talking about up next. But I want to ask you, do you agree with all these wrestlers used to work for the former WWE chairman? Like, do you think he's exaggerating and lying about his like what of him being the total opposite in real life? Like more like being the total opposite in real life than he is on TV as the Mr. McMahon character? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. Do you think he's like pretty much exactly the same as the McMahon character, if not worse, or do you think there's some similarities or no similarities whatsoever? I'm gonna give you guys, y'all. I'm gonna let you guys give me y'all's opinions in the comments. But we're gonna talk more in the same on the same episode of the series. Like Vince McMahon, what also said that what I say a lot of times is totally different than what I think. Like like in 1995, WCW and WWE went on to war with each other. Like with the launch of WCW Nitro, going head to head with Monday Night Raw. Like the two sides began like taking shots at each other, like on television, through commentary documentary. Vince McMahon explained his thought process as Ted Turner, like and Eric Bischoff were going after him, like and WWE. He's he explains some would think it might be hypocritical, like for me to say, okay, like I don't hurt someone else, like I just do what's best for business. Like yet, like when some comes after me, like I don't think they have the right. Sure they have the right. Like what I say, like like a lot of times like is totally different like than what I think. Like the public doesn't understand that sometimes as a businessman you have to throw things out there like it's not really the way you feel like, but it controls like the thought process by doing that. Vince would ultimately win the war, purchasing WCW in 2001. Like all 6 episodes are now available, like streaming exclusively on Netflix. Like and if you use any of the quotes of like you said above, please credit it like to the links of the okay. Like nothing much, like just talking about the article, but yeah, but But Janelle Grant, the former WWE employee, filed a lawsuit in January against Vince McMahon, again, WWE and John Laurinaitis. The lawsuit accuses McMahon of sexual assault and sex trafficking on May 30th. Grant agreed to pause the lawsuit for 6 months while the federal investigation continued against McMahon, who resigned from TKO/WWE following the lawsuit. But what is your opinion on what are your opinions and thoughts on Vince McMahon claiming that with the Mr. McMahon character is not exactly who he is, and do you agree, like, is it like all a business thing, like where he does things and say things that he really don't think about, like, generally, and do you think that he's telling the truth on this, or do you think he's lying? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. I'm gonna give that to you. I don't know what to say about this. Like, let's hope for the best for him, I guess you could say. Like, if I'm throwing in some positive feedback to the chair, the former chairman, I should rephrase myself. I can correct myself, of course, but yeah, I guess wished him all the best. I'm not sure what else to say about him because obviously I wasn't there, like, let alone being an employee. But maybe it's probably for the best if things are true. But what the media says about McMahon, like, maybe it's a good thing it didn't work there. Like, just saying. But yeah, let's move on to the next wrestling news. We got some CEO Mercedes Moné news. Talk about with her on about Megan Thee Stallion and herself, like, did a song with WWE. Like, I'm talking about Megan Thee Stallion made a song with WWE, and she's with AEW, so she thinks like they can do anything together despite working for different companies. What's her name? Megan Thee Stallion doesn't exactly per se works for the WWE, but she made a song for their SmackDown theme. Made a song for their intro on their Friday Night SmackDown show, of course. But anyways, like, the CEO herself, Mercedes Moné, won't be working with Megan Thee Stallion. Well, at least not right now at this time. Like, in August, Mercedes Moné said that she wanted to get Megan Thee Stallion in AEW ring. Like, this came after Mojo Rawley previously confirmed that Megan was set to do something with Mercedes at a past WWE SummerSlam event on September 13th episode of WWE SmackDown. WWE debuted Megan Thee Stallion and RM's of BTS, like, Nova Play, Neva Play. Why I say Nova? It's with an E, not an O. Like, as the opening theme, Monet then said that her advocate had spoke with or would face each other. Like, Monet then brought up not now, how WWE was using one of Megan Thee Stallion's songs for SmackDown's opening theme song, and she responded saying something fun, like either a tag team match, a wrestling match, like something like she would either wrestle with me or wrestle against me. But there was talks of doing something fun with her, but now like she's doing the opening theme like song for SmackDown, which is awesome. Mercedes was then asked to elaborate like on why they were working together, and she explained that brand wise, like Megan did a song with WWE, like whereas like she was with AEW, so she did not think they could do anything together. Again, she explained it by saying, just brand wise, like she did a song with WWE and I'm with AEW, so I just think we can't do anything together. Monet also spoke like highly of Megan Thee Stallion by saying that while they only met like a few times, she was awesome. Like during in that same interview, though, Mercedes Monet said that she like left WWE because she didn't like the way that the chairman talked to her. And we're going to talk about that right now, which I believe that's what y'all all been waiting for, is about what's the reason why she walked out in WWE, which I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. But I want to ask you, like, do you think one day she will be working with the famous female rapper, or do you think that's like it's or what do you think? Like I don't know what to say, but do you think she's gonna be? What I'm trying to say is like, do you think she's gonna be like collaborating her in wrestling? Like, what if it's AEW, WWE? Like, if she does go back to the company that she originally wrestled for, or what do you think? Like, do you think she's gonna team with her, like in some kind of a big tag team match, or do a dream match, like with a wrestler versus a celebrity that's a non-wrestler? Or even do you think they're going to be doing music together? Because she did said she will be doing music very soon, which I wonder when that will be. But let me know down in the comment section right down below. But let's move on and talk about like what's the real reason why the CEO left the Stanford-based company where she started her where she made herself famous at, and she says like she left because uh, she left the Stanford-based company because she didn't like the chairman, which is also known as Vincent Kennedy McMahon. She did not like how he talked down to her, like or something like that. But yeah, during the May 16th, 2022 episode of Monday Night Raw, Mercedes Moné, then Sasha Banks in WWE, and Naomi reportedly walked out of the company over creative differences with Vince McMahon. Like the two were the women's tag team champions at the time. Moné and Naomi were booked to in a multi-woman match, again, a number one contenders match for Bianca Belair's Raw Women's Championship at the time. Like on the show before, ultimately on the following episode of WWE SmackDown, and the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions were vacated. In that same interview with the Breakfast Club, Mercedes Moné was asked. Well, I said she was asking. The interviewers were asking like about her WWE departure, like why she left. And she immediately responded, "I left for many different reasons. A lot of personal stuff happened with myself and then the chairman. Like at the time, I didn't like how he talked to me and how." I was talked down to. Like I was like, it's time to listen to your soul and your heart. There was a light like that came to me, and I left WWE. A guide told me, like the like it says when Charlemagne brought up like the allegation against Vince McMahon. Mercedes commented, like, "I'm not the lawyer. I don't know." Yeah, obviously, like, why would that what kind of question is that? Like it sounds like if she's the lawyer of either Vince or Janae, like when they're asking this, like why are you talking about this? Like I mean, like it's one thing to talk about opinions, but really like Breakfast Club. But anyways, this where like well asked like if Vince talked to her crazy, like she immediately replied, yeah, like a little crazy. That day he talked to me a little crazy. It was enough for my source of light to come into my body and go, if you stay, that's not okay. Like this is for the rest of your life. Like what are you going to teach your kids? Like what are you going to teach your people? Like if you're feeling like this from words after being here for 10 years, you have to stand up for yourself. That's what I did. Light came to me and said, you have to walk away and do something better for yourself. Ask if went to HR or anyone else. She replied, we went to everybody. Uh, Mercedes Wood signed with New Japan Pro Wrestling in January 2023 before landing in AEW this year in 2024. She is the reigning defending double champions of the AEW TBS champion and New Japan Strong Women's champion, respectively. Fans can find how Mercedes plans when it comes to watching the new Vince McMahon documentary series, which is called Vince McMahon. I mean, Mr. McMahon. Well, I was about to say Vince. I mean, Mr. McMahon. But what are your thoughts onto this? And do you think that I made the right decision of leaving WWE? I think she definitely did because look at her right now. She's doing very successful in AEW, something that WWE hardly did with her when she was there. Like, let's look at her title reigns as Raw Women's Champion. Like, they were very awful. She barely held them for a month. Like, what? Like, and now, like, look at her now. Like, she's holding on to the TBS and New Japan Strong Women's Champion for the last how many months? Like, the TBS title since May, that's like 5 months. And then the New Japan Strong Women's Champion for like 4 months because she held it in June because she beat Stephanie Vacker, which she's now on NXT and she made her debut last night. What a like sometimes wrestling can be a fascinating thing. Like it's very interesting and very funny. Yeah, on that note, bringing that up now, mentioning that about that, like that statistic. But anyways, let me know down in the comment section right down below. But yeah, yeah, that's a totally great decision that she made right there. But let's move on to the next slide. Let's talk about let's see. Let, let's move on and let's talk about Matt Riddle will face off against Minoru Suzuki for the for yeah, in a no, yeah, it's like the Matt Riddle versus Minoru Suzuki match has been announced for MLW Slaughterhouse tapings, Matt Riddle versus yeah. I'm talking about. I'm repeating myself, looking at it in the screen. It's Matt Riddle and Minoru Suzuki not versus will clash in St. Petersburg, Florida. Major League Wrestling announced that Matt Riddle will challenge Minoru Suzuki at the BN Sports TV taping portion of MLW Slaughterhouse with the Coliseum in St. Petersburg, Florida on October 4th, which that's the night before Bad Blood, which they probably did that for that particular reason. But anyways, It says right here that Major League Wrestling today, announced that Matt Riddle will take on Minoru Suzuki at the BN Sports TV taping, portion of the Major League Slaughterhouse show, from the Coliseum in St. Petersburg, Florida, on Friday, October 4th, presented live on YouTube. Grab tickets at www.mlwtampa.com, and even Bright starting a $15 fans worldwide can witness this match live and free on MLW's YouTube channel. Matt Riddle, the number one ranked fighter, made the MLW takes on the legendary Minoru Suzuki. This highly anticipated clash, filmed exclusively for BN Sports, comes on the heels of Riddle's heroic actions at MLW Fightland, where he came to the for the aid of the MLW World Heavyweight Champion Satoshi Kojima, Thorori, Contra, units attempt to destroy the champion. In response, Contra unit has a vowed contribution, issuing a challenge to Riddle. They've called on their fierce crusader Suzuki to cripple the King of Bros, known for his storied background in New Japan, and Pancrase. Suzuki brings a fearsome MMA pedigree, with a 29-19-0, to the fight. Meanwhile, Riddle is 10-3 in UFC. Also, a former MMA standout, stands at the top of MLW's rankings with a guaranteed title shot on. But first, he must face Suzuki, one half of the MLW World Tag Team Champions, in what promises to be a brutal encounter. Riddle appears to have aligned with Kojima, Akira, and other Major League Wrestling fighters, in a mission to dismantled Contra unit, the Contra unit, before his in invade innovatable title showdown, but with Minoru Suzuki's ruthless tactics, and unrelentless thing aggression, with the king of wrestling, put an end to Riddle's championship dreams, or will the King of Bros prove that his reign in MLW is just beginning? Don't miss the historic world class fighters when it airs on BN Sports, again, an unmissable encounter between the two of the most dangerous fighters in the world today. And who do you think is going to win this match for the MLW World Heavyweight Championship? Do you think the New Japan legend Minoru Suzuki is going to retain, or do you think it's going to be the King of Bros and former RK Bro member Matt Riddle? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But even though I don't really watch Major League Wrestling, at least not at this time, I think I really need to, because Matt Riddle should be is one of the reasons why I would watch it. But I just feel that Matt Riddle, hearing the story, I think Matt Riddle has has this shot of winning the MLW championship. And I really wouldn't be surprised if I hear this on the wrestling news from fellow YouTubers, like saying like a former WWE star is a world champion, but not in WWE, of course. And you think one day he will come back to WWE? And that's the question I forgot to say about the CEO, Mercedes Moné. And that is like, do you think one day that she'll also return to WWE now that Vince is no longer there? Like, which that's a primary concern that she's probably worrying about. Like, if he has any associations of now of the company now, but I don't think she knows. I don't think I think she already knows, like, and she probably like have some plans about that. Like, if when she does like makes her way back into WWE and jump ship from AEW or any or other scenario, like unless if there's another wrestling company she wants to compete at. Like, same goes to Riddle. Like with like after his Major League Wrestling run is the close, like, and he goes to like somewhere like New Japan or AEW, like, and joins his former colleague there, but like his former colleague that he could be a colleague with her again, could be on like, and do you think that like, and there's rumors like, oh yeah, before I ask you the question, I want to say like there's rumors going around that Matt Riddle could potentially could join AEW, maybe not at this time, but it said like there's a possibility in the somewhere in near the future down the line that he could. And do you think Matt Riddle could join the All Elite promotion, which is known as his former employers as arch rivals, I guess you could say? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But yeah, like, but given that Vince McMahon's no longer like the chairman, like it seems like we could see a potential return with the CEO, like if she does leave AEW in the future, which I don't think that's going to be happening because I heard that she signed a 5-year deal with AEW. So it looks like the next time if she does make her way back to the Stanford-based promotion, it'll probably be like at the end of the 2020s, I guess you could say, which will be 2029. Like if she does makes that return to the company, but I don't know what's under. I don't know. Matt Riddle's contract is under like a Major League Wrestling. Maybe it's about a year or two. But even for that, like I don't think he's going to be coming back in 2025, 6 or 7. Like at that note, though, like it seems like he's going to be gaining. They're going to be building his way back up onto his build his reputation up, like of being. Like being a very successful wrestler outside of the number one's best wrestling company in the world. That's our future selves is in the present, and we're going to continue that with Jeff Hardy feels on this 20 in TNA, and will be the biggest intervention like of his character yet. And we got the charismatic Enigma is excited like to reinvent himself like in TNA wrestling, like with his brother Matt Hardy, and they recently reunited in TNA wrestling, the home of the Final Deletion, like, and some of the biggest career highlights outside of WWE, as the Hardy Boys have been in professional wrestling for over 2 decades now, and the key to surviving that long reinvention. Get to the Battleground podcast that he believes that this run in TNA wrestling will be the home of his most significant reinvention yet. Again, plans to focus heavily on his promo work. And he says, yeah, like I feel like this run, like for me, like and uh and TNA like is going to be the biggest reinvention of myself like that I've ever had. Like it just everything feels like right, like it feels like everything happened for a reason, like for me to be here, like teaming with Matt again, like, and TNA, like, and I'm super excited to get extremely like some of the best wrestling I've ever done. Matt Hardy recently stated that he and his brother Jeff Hardy will have creative plans in TNA throughout 2024. But we're gonna get into that, like, and we're gonna get. I mean, not say, but I mean, and we're gonna be getting into that right now. But before I do, I want to ask you this question: like, what is your thoughts on Jeff Hardy's motivations of reinventing himself in his wrestling career? And do you think he's going to successfully gonna achieve his goal of doing so? Let me know down in the comment section right down below, and let's continue with the. On the same topic of the Hardy boys, most specifically Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy, have creative plans like in their TNA run, like for the rest of the year, like in talks with WWE still on the table. Like we got the master of the deletion. I'm not sure if my best impersonation of Matt Hardy's phrase and laughter is working, but what I'm here to talk about is the master of the deletion himself, Matt Hardy, says he and Jeff Hardy have creative plans like in TNA for the rest of 2024. Like Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy are closer to the end of the careers, like than the beginning. Like currently, the Hardys like are once again in TNA wrestling and chasing the TNA World Tag Team Championships, while Matt Hardy has been honest like about he and his brother wanting to finish their careers in WWE. They're currently enjoying helping TNA once again. Like speaking on the most recent episode of the of his own Extreme Life with Matt Hardy podcast, Matt Hardy revealed like that have creative plans in TNA that he and his brother Jeff Hardy will have creative plans take them like through the rest of 2024. However, when it comes to another run in WWE and even potentially returning to AEW, Hardy is sticking with the time tested uh, uh, of the tested adage of never say never situation, like the end of this year right now. So that's very excited. I mean, that's very exciting. Like we dig what we have. Like as far as going like to WWE or going to AEW, I mean it's a never say never scenario. Like in my world, like again the extreme life of Matt Hardy, like it's never say never. Like you never rule anything out. Like you never close any doors. Like on anything, you just do your best. You keep your chin up, you keep moving forward, and you try